Teddi Mellencamp, the former star of Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, has always been known for her no-nonsense attitude, her commitment to fitness, and her unfiltered takes on life. But in recent months, her world has been turned upside down by a fierce battle with skin cancer that has tested her resilience like never before. Now, amid this ongoing fight, she's stepping back into the spotlight with a surprising twist. A reunion with her ex-boyfriend, Ricci Rea, the music producer who briefly captured her heart last summer. The pair were spotted hand-in-hand during a leisurely stroll in Encino, California, on a sunny Sunday afternoon, looking every bit like a couple rekindling an old flame. Mellencamp, at 44 years old, dressed casually yet stylishly in a patterned jumpsuit paired with comfortable tennis shoes, topped off with a black baseball cap and a sleek crossbody Prada bag that screamed understated chic. Ray, carrying a tablet under one arm and sporting a fresh mustache that added a touch of rugged charm to his look, opted for a simple white t-shirt, black shorts, sneakers and eye-catching patterned socks that hinted at his creative spirit. This unexpected outing has sent ripples through social media and tabloid circles, with fans speculating wildly about whether this is a full-fledged reconciliation or just a moment of comfort in tough times. Mellencamp's representative has remained tight-lipped, offering no official comment to inquiries about the nature of their relationship. But the images speak volumes. The way they clasped hands, the easy laughter that seemed to bubble up as they walked side by side, it all evoked a sense of familiarity and warmth that hadn't been seen since their initial romance fizzled out just a few months ago. For Mellencamp, who has spent the better part of 2 years grappling with a diagnosis that began as a routine skin cancer scare in 2022 and escalated into stage 4 melanoma spreading to her brain and lungs, these moments of joy feel like lifelines. Just days before this sighting, she shared a profoundly uplifting health update during an episode of her podcast 2 T's in a Pod, revealing that scans showed no detectable cancer in her body. It was a beacon of hope in what has been an unrelenting storm, though she was quick to temper the optimism with reality, explaining that she's still undergoing immunotherapy treatments and far from being declared in remission. "I'm still fighting because you have to be," she said, her voice steady but laced with the exhaustion of someone who stared down a 50-50 survival odds from her doctors. To understand the significance of this reunion, one has to rewind to the whirlwind that was Mellencamp's brief romance with Ray. It all began in June, when the pair was first photographed cozied up on a walk, their chemistry palpable even in grainy paparazzi shots. At the time, Mellencamp was navigating not just her health crisis but also the emotional wreckage of her divorce from longtime husband Edwin Arroyave, with whom she shares 3 children, daughter Slate, 12, and sons Cruz, 9, and Kiss, 7. The split, filed in 2024, came amid allegations of infidelity and financial disputes, adding layers of public scrutiny to an already private pain. Into this chaos stepped Ray, a behind-the-scenes force in the music industry known for producing tracks for artists like Post Malone and Halsey. Their connection was instant, a spark of levity in Mellencamp's darkening days. She described him later as the nicest guy, someone who brought laughter and lightness when she needed it most. But as summer wore on, the relationship deepened, and with it came pressures that Mellencamp simply couldn't shoulder. In a candid July episode of the Diamonds in the Rough podcast, she opened up about the breakup, admitting that things had gotten a little bit more serious than she anticipated. "I don't have the capacity for this right now," she confessed, her words raw and honest. The timing, she agreed with her hosts, sucks, but she left the door cracked open, suggesting a pause that might lead to a future reunion. That future seems to have arrived sooner than anyone expected. As Mellencamp continues her immunotherapy regimen, weekly infusions that leave her fatigued but determined, she's been vocal about the importance of staying busy, of filling her days with purpose to ward off the depression that lurks in quiet moments. This past summer she defended her decision to start dating Ray and even adopting a dog named Doc Holliday, pushing back against online critics who questioned her priorities. "If I want to put myself in a situation where I'm staying busy so I'm not getting depressed, why have a problem with that?" she challenged, her trademark fire undimmed by illness. Ray's presence in her life now feels like an extension of that philosophy, a deliberate choice to lean on support systems, romantic or otherwise, that uplift rather than drain. Observers note that during their Encino walk, there was no tension, no awkward glances at phones or hurried goodbyes. Instead, it was a relaxed vibe, Ray gesturing animatedly as if sharing stories from his latest studio session, Mellencamp nodding along with genuine interest. It's a far cry from the isolation she described in earlier podcast episodes, where she'd recount hospital visits alone or the fear of leaving her kids motherless. Mellencamp's cancer journey has been a masterclass in vulnerability, one that's resonated deeply with her audience. Diagnosed initially with melanoma in 2022, she underwent surgeries to remove lesions from her skin, but the disease's aggression caught everyone off guard. By 2024, it had metastasized to her brain and lungs, thrusting her into a world of MRIs, chemotherapy, and the cold statistics of stage 4 survival rates. Her doctor's blunt assessment, a coin-flip chance of making it, hit like a gut punch, especially as it overlapped with her marital dissolution. Yet through it all, Mellencamp has refused to shrink. She's documented her treatments on social media, from the physical toll of hair loss and weight fluctuations to the mental grind of uncertainty. Her podcast has become a confessional space, where she dissects not just the medical battles but the relational ones. How to co-parent through divorce while shielding kids from headlines, how to date authentically when your body's betraying you. Fans have rallied around her, sending messages of solidarity that she reads aloud, tears in her eyes but gratitude in her tone. This health milestone, no detectable cancer, marks a pivotal shift, one that perhaps gave Mellencamp the emotional bandwidth to revisit her connection with Ray. Immunotherapy, she explains, is like a vigilant guard, training her immune system to hunt down any lingering cells, even if they're invisible on scans. It's not a cure-all, but it's progress, and in her world, progress is everything. With her children as her North Star, Mellencamp has woven tales of their resilience into her narrative. Slate's budding interest in advocacy, Cruz's endless energy on the soccer field, Kiss's quiet wisdom beyond his years. She's candid about the guilt of being a sick mom, the way hospital stays mean missed school plays, but also the profound closeness it's forged. And now, with Ray back in the picture, there's a new layer to this story, one of second chances and the messy beauty of human bonds.